Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you're looking to make a move to North Atlanta, specifically the Brookhaven area, I want to walk you guys through a new construction home here and just kind of show you A, what you can get, but also B, just stuff that I like to look out for anytime I have a buyer come into town, or even if they're just moving across town. We always love to point out things, especially when it comes to new construction, on things to look out for, things to kind of be aware of, different than like a normal resale property. New construction is obviously just that, it's new. So typically you can bet on a new water heater and a new roof and all that type of stuff. But I do want to walk you through a new construction home here. I want to make this abundantly clear. I am not picking on this house. I am simply showing you stuff that I would see in any new construction home. So this home is not 100% complete. They still have some touch-up work, some weather stripping, a little bit of painting, drywall work, stuff like that to do. But this is not to be critical of this home. This happens in every new construction property out there. Until the sign is in the yard and until it is ready to go, this is typical of what you see. So let's get right into it now. First and foremost, I think that's my sunglasses making a dent there in me. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. Thank you for being here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're thinking about making a move to the North Atlanta area, you definitely have to be subscribed here. We cover all the major suburbs and cities around the North Metro. So anywhere from Midtown up to Alpharetta, Milton, Cumming, as far west as like Smyrna Vinings, and then also as far east as Doraville, Norcross, Dunwoody, that area. So if you're here today though for the new construction video, thank you for doing that. I really do appreciate it, but make sure you do hit that subscribe button. We're gonna show you and give you a lot of little hints and tips, especially as you're walking through new construction, and you can certainly apply this to resale property. But I really think, as far as new construction goes, there's a little bit different approach. And again, you can apply a lot of this to resale, but specifically with new construction, something that's just been completed, or like this home that's almost done, maybe 5% more done, would make this house complete. I just want to show you things that I look out for that I, don't always necessarily raise concern for, but certainly I like to keep an eye on. And especially before we write a contract, we definitely want to have some agreements in place to understand where the builder or contractors have left off and where we have to pick up, because a lot of people make an assumption on what's included, and then they get to the closing table, they start moving their stuff in, and they're like, we didn't think about that, or we didn't do that. So anyway, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for being here. Let's give you a quick little walk around of this property. If there's ever anything that you need from us, you can call, text, email, carrier pigeon. You can also schedule a Zoom here on the channel as well. The little art up at the top when you subscribe will change, and then you'll see a little schedule a Zoom with Matt. So we'd love to have you do that as well. If you're thinking about making a move in the next 9 days, 90 days, 9 months, doesn't matter. We're always going to be here in the North Metro Atlanta area and willing to help make this move as smooth as possible. So let's get right into this house here. Okay, so this is your entryway. This is a 3-story home. So we're on the main living space. You have bedrooms upstairs, a little room down, I say little, big room downstairs. But I really just want to go through and kind of point out, obviously the layout's pretty obvious here. You've got the kitchen over there. You could have like a little, breakfast bar nook in the middle there, and then you would do your living room over here. Your formal dining room is actually over there, as indicated by the light there. Then you've got your powder room here. So again, just kind of taking note of the lay of the land here. What you can kind of expect to see. So a lot of people now are doing a second bar here, like breakfast bar, or additional storage here. To me, this kitchen has plenty of storage. You've got an extra set of cabinets there. Obviously your fridge would go there. But I would like to see something else here, even if it's only staged, just a little circular table with 4 chairs, or again, another bar here is pretty typical. Obviously this one's made for bar stools as well, but I just feel like you don't really get a whole lot of space here. I'd like to see this come out a little bit further and then have some supports. That way you might even get an extra bar stool there and another one on the end. So to me, that just feels a little bit too shallow. Again, personal decision, personal choice. And again, I'm not picking on this house at all. It just happens to be the home I'm touring today for one of my clients. Another thing, and this is over $1 million, so I'd like to see some sort of mantle, maybe some extra built-ins or something in here. Again, not the end of the world that they're not here, but for this price, I expect to see stuff like this built in, right? And pretty much done, where my clients can move right in, move their furniture in, and call it done. Obviously, and again, I'm not picking on this house, but cleaning up a little bit before showings is always important. I always tell my sellers, imagine you're walking through the store for the first time and you're seeing this home for the first time. You want it to be spotless. Again, they're not done here, but just a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of weather stripping. I don't know if you can see through there just as much as I can, a little bit of light. So it's tough to put a weather strip on here. Got a little bit of touch up. You can see these are two different color wood, or two different types of wood. So I believe they're getting ready to paint this as well as the trim. But you know, again, if it's not done, it's not done. That's one thing. But if I were walking through this home expecting it to be move-in ready, I would expect all of this to be done. So just a couple little drywall issues. And again, this is probably just a result of them not being totally finished with it. The floors look great here and upstairs. Downstairs is another story, but you can kind of see some dirt and dust on the handrails as well. And again, once they're completely done, I'd love to come back and see this house, kind of see what it looks like. Because I imagine it's going to be significantly better than it was. But anytime I see blue tape around, that typically indicates that someone has been through here to show, you know, some cracking, grout, some cracks in the drywall, some paint imperfections, or, you know, screw holes, drywall tape not completely done. But I don't know about you, but comment down below, please, if you think this whole area, even if it were only on one side, would just be completely different if it had some built-ins here, some built-ins here. Obviously you're gonna put your TV up here, but I feel like this is empty space. Like it's a bit of a wasted space here that, you know, could really kind of be taken to the next level. But anyway, as we head upstairs again, you'll just see some minor imperfections here in the wall and stuff. And again, we're gonna chalk that up to they're just not done with it yet. Otherwise, this house is in really good shape, but I always like to look for light fixtures, that the light bulbs are actually in there and working. Obviously the smoke detectors, CO2 sensors and stuff are in and functional, as well as the water. You know, I like to go through and turn every faucet on, make sure everything's functioning, that there's no brown water coming out, that the fans work, that the lights work. I mean, just everything in here should be functioning. And this light is not. So thermostat, I'll kick on the air, the heat, depending on the time of year. I'll go through the closet, make sure things are kind of like, you know, on correctly. To me, how you do one thing is how you do many things, or how you do everything. And so anytime I see little imperfections, and I don't mean, you know, divots in the drywall where someone was carrying a ladder up the stairs, or, you know, might have banged into it with an edge of a hammer. I mean stuff like in the laundry room. If this is loose, I then go looking for more loose stuff. And that's how most buyers should go through a property. They should be looking for the imperfections. And as soon as they start to find 1, 2, 3 of them, they start to then get this list in their mind of, okay, we gotta do that and we gotta do this. And, you know, these bedrooms have ceiling fans, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but, you know, if you talk about 4 or 5, 6 bedrooms, adding 5, 6, you know, ceiling fans, that starts to really add up. And even if, you know, if you just wanna do your own custom, you know, light fixtures or custom door handles or whatever you want to do. Even the refrigerator not being in this home, you know, is that included in the sale? Is it not included in the sale? These things really start to add up, and before you know it, you've got $10, $15, $20, $50,000 worth of stuff that even after you've moved in, you have to add. And this is true again of all new construction, not just this home. Almost like an inspector would too, I also go around to the windows, make sure that they're all functioning, that we can open them all. Obviously in the event of a fire or an emergency, you want to make sure you can get out, you know, all these windows. And again, most of this is just quality. It's not so much for safety. Obviously we're going to have this home inspected. Yes, even as new construction, because I can't tell you how many times I've looked at a vent like that for the HVAC and seen drywall behind it for like a return vent or something. So, you know, problems happen. We're all human. We're all, you know, capable of making mistakes. And that's one of the things that I'm going around and looking for. I'm also looking for loose outlets, loose switches. I want everything to feel like it's new. I want everything to feel like it's sturdy and complete. I will open up these windows up and down, but also with these, you pull these out and then you can actually pull them down this way to clean the outside, which is a really cool feature. But yeah, just general, I'm going around, I'm looking at, you know, if I see any gaps, which there's none in this one, but if I see any gaps in the trim, I'll kind of give it a little tug like that and see if, you know, there's any issues with it. If I can see any gaps where they might have put some caulking and it might have been too much. You know, the fitment to me is really important there, especially again, over $1 million, and certainly under $1 million, it's just as important. But I'm looking for little scuffs. I would go through and blue tape all of this. Blue tape walkthrough is where you, the buyer, as well as your agent, will go through and mark things that need to be addressed or need to be attended to. And so you'll put blue tape all over these walls, anywhere there's, you know, in need of paint, in need of touch-ups to the drywall, anything like that. And you know, most builders understand that that's part of the process. It's very, very uncommon for you to tour a home when you are under contract on it and not walk through and address some of these things. One of the other things in the kitchen here, and again, not picking on this house, but let's just say that that built-in kit is for this. Well, okay, great, we can put some metal around this, but it sticks out further. So what's the plan for the side of this? Are they gonna extend this cabinet out and then put that in? And again, I know I'm being super nitpicky, but this is one of those things that when I move in with this house, is that finished? Is that a finished product? Because if it is, I might be okay with that. If it's not, I wanna understand what this is gonna look like. Is this cabinet gonna come out? Is this even included in the sale? Is it not? Are there going to be cabinet pulls on any, you know, any hardware on these cabinets and drawers, or is this how it's coming? Because again, a couple $100 later, are there doors that are going to be installed here? Because at the moment there are not. Here or here, there is a place for them, but they're not installed. Generally speaking, we assume all the light fixtures. Obviously you have to read your contract and ensure that, you know, whatever is here is included, but for the most part, we can pretty safely assume the water faucets, the light fixtures, you know, anything that looks like it might not belong is included. Anything in Georgia typically attached or affixed to the drywall, and that can be ceiling fans, it can be can lights, it can be, you know, a little light fixture like that, it can be sconces outside. Typically we assume that's all included, but for any reason, if it's not, it'll be in the contract and you'll know. Because if it's not, and you get to the closing table and it has not been included, then you will be very, very upset. But it's definitely one of the things that we like to talk about or think about. So as we're doing our final walkthrough. So obviously, again, a lot of cleaning needs to happen down here. It's just dusty, but again, I see some blue tape, so it's probably pretty obvious that this needs some final work. I personally like to see all the stickers removed. That's really just a personal preference. I like to see all the windows cleaned, of course. You can see there some more stickers. Here's some more stickers as well, but again, I'm just looking for these doors to open correctly. Obviously this one's locked, but you know, I wanna make sure this is nice and slides correctly. If I come down here, then when I see dirt and debris that could potentially keep this door from closing, yard's another story, then I wanna know that and I wanna be able to address that. I mean, that's really just a shop vac in there to clean that up for 2 minutes and then, you know, it's clean and done and over with. But additionally, if it has built-in blinds like this, going through and ensure that they work is a big deal. So pull up from the bottom. These are actually in between the two panes, which is a nice little touch, nice little feature, but I'll run these up and down just to make sure they work. The last thing you want to do is buy this house, move in for $1 million and only have it open halfway, and now you're getting someone to either replace this door or come out and fix it. So again, just super basic, super simple stuff on new construction. Again, you see just little problems here and there, but again, I'm turning all the lights on, I'm making sure all the bulbs are in and there's no issue. This is actually a really nice bright room, I didn't realize. But you see some drywall repair here. You know, there's definitely a seam in here that was either redone, replaced, might have had some water damage. You can see a little bit of staining here. So I just wanna make sure when I move in, is that gonna be taken care of, or am I responsible for that? Because that's going to affect not just my purchase price, but also how I negotiate with you in the future. Same exact thing applies though on the outside. I want to look for wood that could be chewed up or, you know, broken up or has damage to it. I want to look at all these spindles. I want to make sure These are nice and tight, especially if you have young kids. You want to go through and make sure this is all safe. Also looking for hornet's nests, and just trying to ensure everything was done correctly. And again, you just need some good little pressure wash to make a big impact on this home, as you can see. But cleaning is one thing. Damage, potential safety, health issues later on could be a much bigger problem. And obviously the inspector, as they come through here, are going to see a number of things. Anyway, thanks so much. I know this is a little bit different video, but I think it's really important that we go through this type of stuff and talk about this stuff. So again, if you're looking to make a move to Atlanta, North Atlanta specifically, we can help with that. Whether it's a primary residence, a secondary residence, an investment property, whatever you're looking for, we can help. And again, I just want to give you guys a little more perspective on how I look at new construction. Again, a lot of this stuff you can apply to resale. I will tell you, in recent years, resale, this has not really been all that possible. Now, you can ask for anything and get anything as far as negotiation goes, but for the last 2 years especially, it's been considerably tougher to get this type of stuff handled or done. With new construction, it's a little bit easier because the builder has already been through it. Typically, they'll just bring their subcontractors back out here. They'll fix it for no charge to you. They're not going to renegotiate on the price, especially when you're in the contract. But again, I thought this might be valuable, but let me know. Leave me a comment down below. Would love to hear from you. Was there anything you took away from this? Was there any valuable content here? And again, if you're looking to make a move to the North Atlanta area, always, all of our contact info is down in the description here. You can always call, email, text, whatever's convenient for you. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook as well, and we'll connect there if you'd like. I will tell you, give me a little bit of grace there because my message requests come in quite frequently and I don't always see them. But the best way is always a call, text, or an email to the info down in the description of the video here. But thank you so much for watching. If you want to set up a Zoom, be happy to do that as well. And again, leave me a comment. Let me know, was this helpful? Is there anything I missed? More importantly, is there anything you as an agent or you as a consumer go through a house and see that I might have missed today? Because I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong, but I'd also love to hear your tips. So make sure you leave me a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you don't miss a single video of everything for living North Atlanta here and working and playing as well. And if there's ever anything that we can do for you, reach out anytime. We'd love to have a conversation. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.